Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me. I've been away, not by choice. I actually was supposed to work out here, but my cables broke, so I had to wait for a replacement. But I'm here now, so let's dive into your reading. I'm of course going to do the sound bowl and a little deep breath. So if you want to do that with me, then feel free to stay. But if you want to skip ahead to the messages, then you can do that also. But for those who want to stay, take a deep breath with me and out. Okay. Now I heard that somebody's cherry picking. Who's that? Picking as and when it suits them. Let's figure out what that is. Could be you, could be someone around you. Let's make sure we're not doing that because it feels a little bit like I just didn't like it. Every time I do that, I get a little message for someone in particular. So it could be probably someone around you. But anyway, let's go. Sagittarius. All right, Spirit, what's going on for Sagittarius for the next week? What do they need to know? What's the energies? What's the message that you got? Anything? Ain't the name Marcus? The Garden and the Gate. Ooh, I like that. And strategy seems to be important because the Garden and the Gate is a card where it says that you're in a comfort zone right now and everything looks nice and everything is comfortable enough at least. However, there's a part of you that just wants to know what else is out there. Even if it's like, who can I become? Whatever it is, it's an expansive energy and it's curiosity. And a big reason why you probably have not explored that curiosity or allowed it to lead you in some ways because you're like, but if I leave, then I'm leaving a comfort zone. And, what if I forget where this place is? Or what if I can't come back? There's a lot of things about it. So we're going to see how this comes through. But I always say this card might be a good time to explore, right? It's a good time to go on an adventure. Life is too short. Maybe you need a strategy to be able to do that, right? Maybe you need to actually really knuckle down and go, okay, like, let's say you're in a well-paid job, but you want to start your own business. It's something you've always wanted to do, for example. Well, you need to build a strategy. Don't just go out on a whim. That might not work. You might need a strategy, like Spirit was saying there with the other card. Okay, but there might be a reason why there's a part of you that wants to do that. Right? Let's not live life with those kinds of regrets. Like, oh, I should have listened to myself. I wanted to do that for many years, 20 years, and never did it. Let's not do that. Right. Garden and the Gate. Let's move that here because it's still relevant. So basically this week already is coming through as like exploring outside your comfort zone, seeing who you can become. I feel like testing your limits a little bit is important. Let's see what else. But again, strategy is important. Is my deck upside down? There's a few cards in here, but I don't read this reversed, but we'll see. Sagittarius. All that glitters. Interesting. Deep knowing. So remember, not everything that's super shiny on the surface is really might not be as good as it seems. Now, I don't feel like that's in relation to where you want to, in reality, where you are is the shiny thing. Where you want to see what's out there is not the shiny thing. That's how I'm picking up on it. So I feel like Spirit is kind of saying that maybe the financial side of things might not be as important as the other things in life. Let's figure out what they're saying. Either way, this says be aware something's not as it seems. It's a neutral card for me because sometimes they say that it might not be as dramatic as, okay, this is like what do you call it, too good to be true. It could actually just be that maybe there's a heart to heart coming through and you're understanding someone on a deeper level in a nice way. It doesn't have to be so bad, but let's see. Let's see how it comes up for you. Let's get a chakra card. We're going to see in the tarot how that comes through. But it is an unmasking of something. So you are going to find the truth during this time. Okay, Spirit, a chakra card for Sagittarius during this week, please. Renewal and soulmate. Both are base chakra. And they're saying you got to be your own soulmate first. Don't know why, that's just what they're saying. So renewal. So this tells me that you are entering a more prosperous period of your life, but you're in the middle. This means that you are being called to give grace. Okay, there's two ways I'm going to say it. The first one I'm going to say, you're entering a period of survival where there's lack, right? When we think of winter, it's survival mode. You know, all the trees are dying out. They're having to survive. You're having to cling on through difficult temperatures and weathers. So it tells me that that is a period that you've been through, maybe for however many years. Don't know how long it was in your life, but it was a survival chapter. You're now being called to renew. You're entering a prosperous chapter. When we think of spring, we think of new life, new beginnings. You know, you're seeing during this time kind of a spark of hope. You're seeing the first flowers of spring in your life. It's metaphor. And Spirit kind of wants you to give grace. I wonder if this is a little bit of like gratitude in a way. She's sitting before these flowers and saying thank you for this new chapter in my life, and thank you for the lessons that I learned in the old, right? So anyway, renewal. You are definitely ending a chapter and beginning a new one. You're in the in-between stages. This is kind of like judgment, where we are forgiving, letting go, surrendering, so that we can actually fully embrace spring without bringing the lingering memories of the winter, right? What good is that? Let's see. I'm going to get you a card out to get an overall theme of this next week for you, Spirit. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of names. I don't know why. Well, I'm beginning with D. Okay, please, Spirit. They're showing me some DEA ... right? I feel like there's a lot of names that they're showing me with that beginning, so I don't know what that means. Anyway, so this is a theme. Usually this is coming up lately for people as a little bit of like advice, what Spirit wants you to focus on this one thing. But let's see. A goal or an aim for the week. What's the main theme, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius? Two of Cups, love, connection, stability, collaboration, right? The Two of Cups comes in as really good partnerships. All right. And love, for sure. Okay, let's see. I'm going to have to clarify that. Let's see. Why is the Two of Cups the main theme? The Sun card, happiness, fulfillment, freedom, truth, clarity. Why is the Two of Cups? Whoa. Sorry, I didn't mean to scream. The Page of Cups and the Devil. So, like I said, the All That Glitches card can be a heart-to-heart between you and someone else. Can I understand if this is like a good or a bad outcome? Magician. That's good. So when the Devil comes in, it really is about fears. Now, some of you, if you are dealing with people or have fears around love, for example, could still relate that way. I do feel like the Page of Cups and the Sun feels like you're getting the truth of a situation, and it's I'm hearing a shocking surprise, but it feels good. The Devil here is kind of like a revelation around maybe an ego or a mask someone's been wearing, but it doesn't feel bad. It feels a little bit like maybe someone felt like they needed to be a certain way in order to be liked by you, or maybe that's how you felt. The Devil feels like a mask here, which we've seen here as well. Also, for some of you, the Devil could be the temptation to stay in a comfort zone, right? I always say the Devil card usually has people in chains, and those chains are very loose. These people feel like they need to stay because that's what the Devil energy does, right? That's what fear does. It's like, okay, I'd rather stay where I know it's like where I'm familiar, even if it's uncomfortable, it's familiar, than to go into something that I don't even know what to expect, right? It's a familiar devil or a familiar hell, if you want to call it that. So it could again be comfort zones. Either way, Page of Cups feels good. Here I'm going to clarify that energy. I feel like some of you are meeting somebody. What's the Page of Cups doing here? Eight of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So this almost feels like you're getting the strength and courage or confidence to walk towards something that actually is more fulfilling for you than maybe something else. Again, could be the Garden and the Gate. I don't know exactly what it is, but I always say in this card, I'm going to show it to you up close. You're leaving a small flame for a bigger one. So some of you, maybe you've been in like a bit of a more sexual relationship, I'm going to call it that, or maybe something a bit more surface level. Or maybe, I don't know, the Eight of Cups is like a small flame. You're moving towards the whole sun, right? So even better love or even better happiness. The Devil is the flame, temptation, small little dopamine things that make us feel like, okay, we're happy right now, but then we go back to feeling unfulfilled. So you're moving towards almost some permanence, permanent focus. Okay, I'm yapping. I don't know exactly what they're trying to say around this, but you're walking away from things that are unfulfilling, and I feel like you're stepping into your pride, right? The Queen of Wands is all about confidence, ideas, creativity. So I feel like what you're letting go of is an old you. I wonder if the Two of Cups is you stepping into your higher self. So the Devil being here, you're actually recognizing where the mask is. That's what the Devil feels like, where the chains are. And the Magician feels like, again, like this is good because the Magician's all about something that you're manifesting. And the Page of Cups feels very sweet for some reason. When I look at it, it feels like joy. You'll be feeling joy. I'm going to figure out what that is if it comes up during the rest of your reading. So let's see what's going on. I feel like you're seeing something this week that is really going to bring in a lot of happiness for the rest of this chapter of your life. The Sun. And it kind of makes sense with the winter. I'm sorry to keep giving you like imagery, but the winter is almost, the fire is like what kept you warm temporarily, right? But the whole sun is starting to shine in this new spring. It's warmer days. So it feels like more freedom or more, maybe even, I don't know, hope or happiness. Don't know. Anyway, it's like you're moving from something temporary to something more permanent, or whatever that means to you. Let's have a little look and see what your energy is showing up as, Sag. Oh, I'm missing something. I'm going to pull you some tea leaf tarot. Get some random messages. Let's see. Obstacle to overcome, which is the heels, which is so interesting because we've got heels in the background there that look just like this. Shark, take care, or there'll be a lost material wealth. Remember how they said strategy. Don't just take a leap of faith like the Fool does. It's a good card, but don't be naive in your approach. They really want you to make sure that you back this up. And great passion and courage, a journey, either physical or mental. I do feel like that's what you're doing. You're going on a journey, and one where you have great passion, but they're just saying be prepared. Okay. Let's see. What's the energy of Sagittarius during this time? That's a lot. I'm going to take the Eight of Cups, which is very much the same card that we had. What's good about this is the Eight of Cups is trying to find the last two, right, to make the 10. And I do feel like you're going to find the missing piece of the puzzle that you guys have felt was missing in your life. Again, connection or a connection to your higher self. Same word. All right. I'm going to look into that in a second. Let's see the energy of the week. You're ready for something new for sure. This really feels like the Garden and the Gate. It's like, okay, I've had enough of this. I want something bigger. I know I can have something bigger. It's not so much like the grass is greener on the other side. I don't think so, because in fact, the grass does not look greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you are at right now. That's what it feels like. Hey, remember the quote? The grass is greener wherever you water it. So just remember that. I see you guys having a project to fix something or to bring something to life, whatever that means to you. Like, I'm just seeing you seeing something. Maybe you guys are buying a house and it's like a fixer-upper kind of thing. Like, that's the kind of vibe I'm seeing. Or I'm seeing, I'm just seeing a plot that I feel like looks really like run down and not as green if we're using that imagery. But it's like you have a vision and you have a passion towards fixing something. Okay, anyway, let's see the energy of the week because I keep yapping away. Three of Swords. Whew. Heartbreak, pain, separation. And can I see how Sagittarius is showing up in the near future in the next few weeks? The Knight of Cups, that's really nice. I like that a lot. I'm going to clarify for sure. For some weird reason, I just feel called towards pulling all the cards out for you. I just want to see like the overall energy, which makes sense with strategy. I feel like getting different pieces of paper together. Like, I feel like that's what I'm seeing in my mind, which is good. Like, that's a message for you. Get everything together in order. Look at everything. Okay, why is the Eight of Cups in the energy of Sag? The full moon here, so it's definitely intense energies for you. The High Priestess, following your intuition. That's exactly what it is. There's no reason, like almost like that's how I feel. There's no reason why I would want to go down that way because where I am is more stable. That's what it feels like, but it's a calling. And the High Priestess being here is just clarifying. It's a calling. You know there is something out there for you. That's why your mind is saying that. There's a reason why something's been calling you. Okay, so the Garden and the Gate is really representing that. You can always come back. I hope. One more. Why is the Eight of Cups here? The Tower. Some of you are, the reason why you're being called on, you might just take a different route to work, for example. It could really be small scale or big scale. Either way, go wherever your intuition is telling you to go, because Six of Cups, the Tower, I feel like some of you are going to be a soulmate. For sure. For sure. Now, for some of you, the Tower card, Six of Cups, High Priestess, I feel like some of you are kind of like moving on from a past, right? It's time to fully move on, right? Instead of being in survival mode, like I said, your past could definitely represent that survival mode. It's the winter. That's where you're changing. But of course, this comes from a change that you are making. It doesn't just change on its own, although Tower card could beg to differ. It's kind of partially fated, but also by choice. I don't know what they mean by that, but that's what I'm feeling. Or you doing that sparks that lightning. So you act, spirit follows. Either way, Tower, something comes crumbling down, which is good in a way. Okay, now let's look at the Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords here? The World. So there's some pain, because I feel like it's because you're entering a new chapter of your life. You're glowing up, you're choosing to become someone different, just like the renewal card as well. Like it's a new cycle opening up for you, and maybe it's difficult, maybe because you have to let some things go. Why is the Three of Swords here? What's the pain? What's the pain? The Lovers, choices, could again be to do with people. I'm seeing someone's heart getting healed through a connection. Can I see what is the cause of the Three of Swords? What is the cause of this? I feel like for some of you, if this is related to love, because we do the Lovers here, someone may, be traveling and they decide that their journey is different to yours, and that could be what you're experiencing for sure, because this is a trip or travel. Now that could be how you're feeling, because we got kind of two people here. Now I'm going to go away from that, but that's one message I'm picking up on in terms, and that could be what you're doing. Maybe you're like, I don't really want to stay in this country, or I don't want to stay in this city. I kind of want to move, whereas someone else wants to stay. Queen of Pentacles, more grounded. So maybe there's just a misalignment here. Now, others of you, majority of you, Three of Swords, again, it could just be this, I'm hearing growing pains. It's growing pains, but for some reason it's getting to your heart. Maybe you're having to let go of something that, again, has always meant something to you. Maybe you're moving homes and you stayed there all your whole life or something. It's time to change. That's what the Lovers is. It's a major choice in your life and a major change, a new cycle. Queen of Pentacles, maybe you'll be in a more stable time, but of course, King of Cups coming through as an emotional part of your journey. I think this is that strategy. I think you know that it's time to move on. Two of Wands, is all about like expansion and think about your future and where you want to go next. And the fact that we've got like Six of Swords here about moving towards calmer days or calmer times. Queen of Pentacles, maybe more financially rewarding times. Maybe you are looking at the long term of something. Again, some of you, this will be career. Some of you, this will be home. I don't know what it is exactly, because there's so many of you out there. So take it however it is, but either way, you're moving towards more stable times. Relationship, I don't know. I'm going to keep giving examples here, but Six of Swords, this is a journey. This is travel. Even if it's just a spiritual journey that you're going to go on, it's clearly movement though, for sure. And they're saying that too. The word is journey. So Three of Swords being involved is like, I think there's more out there in the world for you. And you know that too. We've been seeing a lot of signs of this. I think this is an emotional journey for some reason. You can let me know in the comments if that relates to you. So then let's see the Knight of Cups. I love this energy. I think it's very healing, actually, considering you got the Eight of Cups, Three of Swords. The Knight of Cups almost is like a new you. The orange energy here is beautiful for you, Sag, because it's that fiery element. You're not going to lose that, but you're going to be more in a very openly loving way. The Knight of Cups is all about wearing your heart on your sleeve, which is great. You wouldn't do that if you were hurt, so it tells me that you'll be healing, but it's about vulnerable and love, and I definitely see that some of you will be meeting someone. I do feel a bit like being whisked off your feet a little bit here, so some of you are going to be meeting great people, ones where you feel like a lot of love involved. I don't know, it's like even if it's friends or people strangers that you meet through travel or whatever, in a new job or whatever, it feels like I'm feeling a fluttering of the heart. It feels very like exhilarating. Again, the orange is like sacral, so a lot to do with your feelings and desires coming through. And it's cup, so definitely feelings and desires, but it just feels very beautiful and emotional. I want to cry. It feels so relieving that everything's going to be okay. Let's clarify that though. Why is the Knight of Cups in the future of Sagittarius? It's to do exactly what we were saying. Following your gut instincts leads you towards understanding exactly why you're being led somewhere. Again, some of you are going to be meeting a soulmate. Okay. All right. Well, then let's see what's going on in your recent past. Anything we need to know about there? 7 of Wands. Well, you've been up against the odds, hey? Life's been throwing things at you. That's what the 7 of Wands can represent. And 3 of Swords, yeah, I feel like maybe it's like a peak of intensity now. And what about the near future? The energy of the near future, next few weeks for Sag. The Chariot. I almost swore, and I don't even know why. I was going to say, but never mind. The Chariot, right? It's about moving. Forward movement. Determination, going after your dreams and goals. Some of you, again, that's definitely highlighting travel, but this is a very in control card. Balance. Everything's heading in one direction. So I like that. I'm going to clarify it, of course, but we go from life kind of pushing you in a certain direction for some, and that you've been resisting that, and now you're kind of having to accept it for whatever reason with the 3 of Swords being there. And the Chariot, though, is almost like, okay, now that that's happened, you're completely focused. 7 of Wands. Why is this the recent past for Sag? 4 of Pentacles actually connecting this. A lot of you have been struggling with finances or being stable, right? I feel like there's a lack of stability in your life, but because it's coming up on top of Shark, take care, there'll be a loss of material wealth. Some of you may have had some difficulty with loans, because I'm just hearing like loan shark, but it doesn't have to be. 4 of Pentacles reverse is like not being able to hold on to something. It's like constantly escaping you. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. And the 2 of Swords and the Page of Wands. Some of you have been dealing with like haters as well, like getting bullies a bit. This is in your past. And you kept the fight, but the 2 of Swords tells me you had to make a decision about this because it was kind of backing you up into a corner here. Out the door, right? It's backing you out the door. So that's what I'm seeing here too. Immaturity, that's all. Page of Wands is not really a threat. It's just bully. Like gossip and like, whatever. Okay, let's look at the Chariot in your near future. The 6 of Wands. So this was getting in the way of your success. Now that you're moving over here, divine intervention is really happening for a reason. Again, trust your intuition because it's guiding you somewhere. This is where your success is. The Devil, interesting. Why is the Devil there? Oh, just be aware of someone trying to come through again. Remember how we said that there was just be aware of repeating past mistakes, whether it's to do with someone trying to get involved, trying to bully you over here as well, or for fear of something coming through. 7 of Swords jumping up in your past energy is almost like maybe past mistakes that you made. There's a bit of a fear of a bit of a warning that you might go back into that. Your way of dealing with money, for example, or taking loans out with certain people, or again, trusting in the wrong kinds of people. There's just a little bit of a warning around that. Don't do that. Don't be silly. You're in a very high streak in your near future for sure, but just don't be too naive about it, right? You might feel like, yeah, forgiveness. I'm good in my life. This person, everyone can change, but this person is not changed. If it's a person, the Devil can be about fears, and maybe there's an element here, a warning of going back to your old ways, but I feel like it's more about past energy. One more for that Devil. Why is this here? The Moon is tricky. Yeah, it's like a lot of this is hidden intention or overly like. The Moon can be definitely overwhelming feelings and emotions and fears. I just feel like you need to ground yourself because I see a lot of success happening in your near future for sure. I just feel like something can be so overwhelming that you might go back to old habits. Escapism, or you might end up spoiling it for yourself by going, it reminds me of something where, okay, let's say riding a skateboard. when I was riding a skateboard for the first time, I was so scared of going so fast that I just jumped off, and I didn't hurt myself, but I could have, because I was like, so it's basically trying to say that things are going to be looking so good for you that you might end up ruining it because there is some certain beliefs that you have around your success that is too scary, too overwhelming, and that something bad might come up. So you jump ship, right? Just don't do that. Learn to control the waves, learn to control these emotions. And if something, I don't feel like there is something to be fearful of, because the devil is just fear. 6 of Wands, Chariot, that's a lot of success. Some of you go on tour. I don't know who that is for, but it just feels like, yeah, I just don't know what you're going to end up doing, but it feels really good, really insanely good. It's just the devil is like jumping ship too soon out of fear of going too fast. So that's why I say ground yourself in your daily routines, right? We're just not speaking just about skateboarding. We're speaking about life. Life is going very fast for you when some move happens, okay? Just don't go back to old ways. Tabe? Okay? Let's then dive into, because I'm a yapper these days, my goodness. Let me know if you like the spread, by the way, because it's got me talking for half an hour each, almost 40 minutes for some people, and I enjoy it because I feel like it's more detailed, but let me know. I can go back to 20 minutes. All right, let's see. What's going on then as a challenge? 2 challenge cards for Sag. Queen of Swords. Now, interesting, she came out and on top of this energy as well, to do with your recent past and your present, right? Needing to, because that's clearly what they want you to focus on right now, is what's important, is being very clear and direct with what you want in your boundaries. That's what she's all known for. Especially if you are dealing with certain people in your life, right? Which we had. Clear vision, clear thinking, making clear decisions, protecting your peace and your boundaries, and approaching life in a logical way. There's something I was going to say though. She's your challenge. Could be a person, Libra energy, but can be Aquarius or Gemini. I said it was funny that she came up. Why did I say that? I'm going to clarify her though. Let's get you one more. 2 of Wands as your challenge. So that's the expansion. That's the 10 of Cups, looking into your future of what you want. Why would that be your challenge? To me, it's like maybe making a choice. It probably is like right now in your... Okay, that makes sense that these come out together actually, because it's like this moment is where the decision is for you. The Garden and the Gate. This is the moment where it's important. And yeah, there'll be obstacles to overcome. By the way, the hills are the first thing that we see in this card of your journey, which is the obstacles. So this is not going to be a leap of faith. Everything's going to be fine. I feel like you know that you need a strategy of how to navigate some hills. So if you're starting a business, for example, then you need to have a strategy, right? It's going to be difficult in the first stages to try to figure everything out. That's why they say strategy. For example, Queen of Swords could definitely be about strategy. It's about being clear about where you're going next. And there's some hills in the background too. I love this card because it's like highlighting to me the Stag, which is very Emperor energy. It's about taking action and control and being in control of your decision making. But let's clarify. Why is the Queen of Swords here in a challenge position? The 9 of Cups. Knowing what you want. That's your challenge. Focusing on yourself. The one and the only. Queen of Swords. I love this. Page of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. It's just navigating the journey right towards financial freedom, towards learning as you go, being a bit of an apprentice here. So I feel like this is you setting boundaries and setting yourself up for a new career path or a new money journey, to be honest, or at least just in terms of stability. A lot of dove birds representing a lot of peace. So making peace is important, especially with renewal. Remember, they don't want you to just burn bridges and screw everyone else. Spirit wants you to be a bit more holier than that, if you want to call it that. A bit more grounded than that, right? Because otherwise you're always going to hold on to resentments. At least this is advice. You don't have to. Do whatever you like. But she's kind of like giving grace to both sides. And because we have so much dove birds coming through, they want you to kind of make peace so that you don't ever have to think about that ever again. Okay? So Six of Swords, moving towards calmer waters, going on a journey here. Nine of Pentacles, financial freedom, focusing on your finances, being comfortable in your own space, working on your own, or being in your own energy. And Page of Pentacles, learning as you go, taking the first steps into something new. Let me just fix that. Okay, so learning something new. Page of Pentacles is like my newbie card, right? So you're definitely going to be a newbie in something, a new area, a new home. It's just a new chapter of your life. You're getting to know yourself in this new chapter, new career, new way of dealing with something, whatever it is, it's completely new to you in this lifetime. So whatever it is, you have to learn as you go. And the Two of Wands, why is this a challenge? Four of Cups, interesting. Two of Pentacles, a lot of decisions, to be honest. Two of Wands. So it's probably the strategy side of things. Two of Wands with the Four of Wands is really about like understanding your goals. Four of Cups is a little bit of that comfort zone, like talking yourself out of it a little bit, being a bit over it, like well, this is not working, so I'm just going to give up. Don't do that. That's your challenge here, is that there might be times where you're like, this is not going the way I want it to go. I think that's where the hills are. Not everything is going to work in the beginning. Whatever it is, I don't even know what this is. I'm assuming this is a lot of you that want to work for yourself or go into a new job, for example. But I don't really know, to be fair. Or moving homes or going on a journey, right? You think you're figuring it out. And you are. So that's your challenge, is your decisions. Is like learning to make better decisions. And guess how you learn that? You make bad decisions and you go, okay, I'm not going to do that next time. You have to learn through mistakes. And that's something that I think is your challenge. Let's see your advice. Don't know why I always tuck these away so neatly, because I like to put them back in the deck so that we can have all this out here. Okay, what is the advice that you got for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? That we're going to look into career, money, and love in particular, in specific. I don't know. Two cards of advice for Sagittarius. Nine of Pentacles, focus on yourself and your well-being, especially finances as well. I'm going to clarify. Advice. Two of Pentacles as well. You're really about like juggling your own. That's what it feels like. And the Magician being here is a number one. It's self, right? It's a lot to do with self for some reason coming through here. All right, let's see. Why is the Nine of Pentacles advice? What's the advice around this? Okay, interesting. Five of Swords and a Ten of Wands. This is defeat, or, you know, feeling defeated. Ten of Wands is releasing something. Letting go of like a heavy burden. Why is this here? What is this to do with the Nine of Pentacles? What's the relation? I feel like that's the same energy again. Focus on yourself. I mean, if someone's trying to, what we call shit star, you know, I think it's detached. Like the Nine of Pentacles live in a luxury, right? Build a bubble. The Nine of Pentacles, she doesn't give a crap. She's got her money. She's got hers. You know, it reminds me of a quote where it's like, if it doesn't pay the bills, then it doesn't matter. You know, and I feel like that's the energy coming through. Like if it's not like anything to do with you and your success and your life, then it doesn't matter. Because I just get a little bit of a sense of like a conflict, or someone feeling they got one up on you, and I feel like they want you to leave that alone. Ten of Wands, let that go. Like that's a baggage you don't need to carry. Anything else for the Nine of Pentacles? Healing, focusing on your health. A Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers. I mean, this could be about focusing on what you bring to the table in terms of love, for sure. Like healing yourself, feeling whole within yourself. Even though we have Lovers here, it feels like an influence, but because we have the Nine of Pentacles, it's really all about your independence, regardless of if you're in a relationship. This is about building yourself. Queen of Pentacles, being, safe, secure within yourself. Specifically financially or stability. And a Two of Pentacles as advice. Four of Wands, focusing on your goals. The Devil, interesting, being there. Six of Wands. It just is showing me a seesaw, right? The Devil being here is, it does represent a bit of hard work, a lot of responsibilities, Capricorn energy. So I have to mention that, especially with Two of Pentacles, you're trying to figure things out. It requires work. That's your advice. Four of Wands, Six of Wands are both cards of success, celebration. So, and because we have the seesaw effect as well, like I just feel like you're going to be feeling really high up in the sky and really happy and successful in the other. You have that devil influence. So fix whatever that is. Okay. What's the devil here? Yeah, that exactly. Fix whatever that is. It's about healing that. So whatever the beliefs or the fears are, they are signs. Okay. They're there for a reason, in a nice way, saying, hey, you forgot about me. So deal with the root of the fears, not just the fear. They always show me when I say things like that, like weeds, not the one you smoke, the weeds in the ground with the flowers that end up kind of suffocating everything if you don't get rid of them. And you don't just get rid of them by cutting them down with a trimmer, whatever you want to call it, lawnmower. You have to pull it out from the root. Otherwise, it's just going to keep coming back up and up and up and up again. And as I said before, it does pose a risk to your future success unless you deal with whatever that devil is or that fear. Okay? Because as I said, it's going to trick you into thinking you're going too fast. Everything's going to come crashing down. What goes up must come down, like all those little fears. And it's going to make you feel like, okay, maybe I should stop. Maybe I should slow things down. Maybe I should stop growing. Maybe I can't handle it. So make sure you're leveling up as your life is leveling up too, okay? You're capable. Okay, let's see. Love. What's the area? Can you tell me something about the area of love for Sagittarius? Eight of Swords. You're feeling a bit stuck here. Eight of Swords. Some of you might be stuck in a relationship. So if that's the case, make sure you get out if you don't like it, right? There's always a solution. If there are fears around, like, if this is nothing intense, right, and it's just like, okay, you're going through a bit of a tough time and maybe you have fears around love and you're in a relationship, it's getting in the way, whatever it is, on a small scale, this can be fixed. You just need to start focusing on solutions rather than the problems, okay? The problems can help you, give you clarity over what the solutions are, but if we're only focusing on problems and how problematic something is or love is, then you're always going to attract more problems. That's all you're going to see, at least. So try focusing more on solutions. If you are in a toxic connection, you feel stuck here, it's a really good time to reach out to someone else for help, okay? Always. Now, if you're single, there does feel like a little bit of fear around love, to be honest, for the majority of people. Let's see. Why is the Eight of Swords here in the area of love for Sag? I was hearing a song that I don't even know, but it's showing me a bit of lyrics, something about like hiding a heart away or something, or holding a heart. I don't know what it is. Queen of Swords, Three of Swords. Yeah, you guys have been really burnt up in love, really. Let's just say it like that. Like, I feel like you've been burned. Queen of Swords is usually, I mean, this is, even if you've lost someone, it's an energy of kind of grief in a way, because the Queen of Swords is usually the widow, I believe, in the tarot. Either way, she's been through so much loss, and that's the reason why she is the way that she is. She doesn't rule with logic. She doesn't rule with the feelings or emotions. In fact, her cup, which represents her heart, is locked away. And why? Three of Swords. Some of you might not be healing your heart in terms of love, and that could be blocking you. Okay? Now, how can that relate to someone in a relationship? Well, I think you've been hurt. I think you have definitely got really... We got Three of Swords here quite a lot of times. It's showing up in your reading. And the Queen of Swords, I feel like you need to stop placing some boundaries. It is in your advice position, so I think it's time to get clearer on what's messing with your heart, and you need to start getting rid of it. If you are in a relationship with someone who's messing around with you or dating someone, it's time to cut it off. This is only making you feel stuck. And I feel like if you're dealing with someone who is like that, they're not in this stuck energy. I think it's just you. Someone's got you, I want to say wrapped around the finger. That's not very nice. But someone's got you in a little circle. Okay, so I would say if you want, up to you. If you're dealing with someone really hard, you need to leave them. Now, for the majority of you, some of you, again, if you're mostly single, I just really get the sense here that you're feeling really hard, and I feel like you don't even want to look at love because that seems like trapping you. That needs to be healed. Love is beautiful if it's with beautiful people. Love is horrible if you're with horrible people. So they want you to heal your heart because you're showing up as a Queen of Swords, which is not a problem. Boundaries, right? You need to have boundaries. Okay, what about career and finances? The Emperor needing to take control of this area. Okay, let's see about that. Again, self-employment for some of you, this is a good sign in your career that you could be definitely entering a position of authority or need to, or it's a good time to start. Why is the Emperor here in career and finances? So it does tell me that it's time to heal something there. right? It's time to kind of fix a foundation, because that's what the Four Swords represents in the world, which is a new beginning. Yeah, so I feel like you're healing any past dynamic with career or finances, and starting fresh, having more control, and again, taking more action. Especially, this is a good card for progress in your career and finances. That's nice. Maybe you needed to time out, maybe you need to focus or to heal something, and then start a new cycle. Just one more for the love department. Any advice you have for love here? The Ten of Pentacles. Trust that you can have long-term love and success and happiness. Ten of Pentacles in terms of love is like marriage. It's traditional. It's like having a home together, or just being very solid, someone for the rest of your life, you know. I think it's like that goal showing up for you on top of the Three of Swords again is like knowing that it's possible for you. Because the Five of Pentacles, you don't think it is. In fact, you're too scared to open the door to love, because not that you don't think you're deserving. I think you just had a lot of crap. That's what it is. Like, it's like, I'm scared to open that door. I'm scared to open the door of love because of what might be behind it, because of who you've been with in the past. Yeah, Ten of Swords, King of Wands, player energy, overly confident, ego, people full of ego. Pulling this face because I feel like that was you, like someone, you've had people in the past who became very unattractive to you as soon as you kind of realize what they were like underneath. Like, I get like overly proud people, or like people who think they're the bee's knees. That's a phrase. Okay, you can, but heal first for sure, because entering love like this is going to keep you quite vulnerable. Even if it's a nice person, it's going to make you feel a little bit, still a bit scared. I think healing is important before you enter love. And even in relationships, again, maybe you're really having a hard time trusting someone because you've been hurt so much before. So you need to heal first, like they were saying in your advice. But anyway, 14 minutes. Are you joking? I'm so sorry. I've been holding you hostage here. I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching. It helps me so much when you do. Like, even clicking on the video is such a blessing to me because it directly helps me. So thank you. And if you made it this far in, thank you also. If you do want to help a little bit more, then please like and subscribe, because that also helps me out too, to grow over here on my community here. So yeah, but anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.